This is how I lit somebody on fire. And I used to tell this story in prison, like, why are you here? Well, I lit somebody on fire. And they're like, oh, you. And, like, in prison, they were impressed. They're like, oh, yeah, you tortured him? Like, nah, dude, we were just horseplaying at work. So the real story is that I worked on a drilling rig, Northern Colorado. This was 2006, 2007. I was working on a drilling rig. And what these guys were doing was they were like they were taking cans of starting fluid, starting them on fire and spraying each other. Okay? And I had just gotten out of prison for spitting on a cop, which I'll tell you that story if you want to hear it. But I told him, like, dude, I don't want to play, dude. Like, I'll win. And they kept doing it for like a week, right? And one of the main antagonists who always wanted to horseplay, he always wanted to fuck around. He's sitting right next to me, right, doing all this shit, and I told everybody I don't want to play. Now, I'm like, all right, you know what? And it'd been about 6 days. I'd been on this crew for 6 days, and I shouldn't have done it. Biggest mistake I've ever made. Should not have done this. But this is what I did. I was like, oh yeah, like I know a little about chemistry, bro. I was in the AP classes in school and stuff. Like, these idiots don't know how fucking fire works. It's based on fumes. So what I did was I grabbed the spray. They were using starting fluid. What they were doing was they would spray each other with starting fluid and then light each other's like work clothes on fire. Not me. Nah, if I'm gonna play to win. I literally took a water bottle. Look, hey, I got one right here. Took something like this. I filled it with starting fluid. Not the spray. Now I got liquid. Right? Like, and if you know anything about how fire works, it's the rapid collision of air-based molecules. Like, you can't light a liquid on fire. You can have a liquid that creates fumes that are flammable. And so, like, yeah, like he literally sat next to me while I took a starting fluid can and I sprayed it into a water bottle, just like this. And I got it maybe like that full, you know what I mean? But then I like poured it on him. I drizzled it on his thigh. Like right here, I'm like, chick, 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 chick. We're all like, and we're not dressed normal. We're wearing like work clothes, work jumpsuits, and all that stuff. He's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? And I took my lighter and I went, click. This is the first time I've ever told this story, but this is what happened. The whole side of him lit on fire. Like, all those clothes and stuff, like, because we were joking around and we were talking before, like all of those flammable chemicals, like, they soaked down into what he was wearing. So like I lit him on fire, and when he went up, like, so he jumped up like this. He's on fire on his side, right? Instead of like patting it, putting it out, you know what he did? Oh, he tried to shove it in my face. Like, oh yeah, here. Oh, fire. But then halfway through that, all his clothes melted. And it left a giant burn on his skin. Dude, and I feel bad for that. Like, dude, I told you I didn't want to play for a week. And I told you, like, you want to play fire games? I will win the fire games. I told you over and over again, I don't want to fucking play. And then you talked me into it and you fucking lost. Now check this shit out. So that happens. I feel so bad after the fire gets put out, right? I'm sorry. We all got steel toe boots on, dude. And I'm trying to tell him I'm sorry. He just fucking attacks me, dude. He corners me onto the side of the doghouse where they got a little porch thing, and he's just steel toe boots, just kicking the shit out of me, dude. Like, I'm like this, getting fucking kicked. I mean, fair enough, man. I mean, I guess. I don't know if that's fair. You think that's fair? I don't know. I told you I didn't want to play. I told you I'm better at playing. I win the game, and then you kick the shit out of me. Now, what happens, this was in Greeley, Colorado, right? Smaller town, northern Colorado. They literally survive on their oil field tax revenue. When the whole marijuana thing hit Colorado back in like 2012, Greeley was one of the only places that was like, nah, we don't want no weed. We get all the money we need from the oil field. And so what happened was he does that. I'm told I'm fired. I mean, obviously, whatever. But I went ahead and I walked home. I made my way home, and I was on parole. I had just gotten out of prison for spitting on a cop. Yep, I spit on a cop. I can make a whole nother video about that if you guys want to hear it. But at the same time, dude, like, man, I feel so bad for that dude. Like, he really did get burned. He really did have to go to the hospital. Like, I warned him, dude. I'm like, dude, like, I'm a Mr. Wizard fan, bro, and you want to play chemistry with me? Like, I warned you for a week straight, like, nah, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Like, I don't want to play. I don't want to play. And then I win the battle. Like, I knew when I was taking that starting fluid and spraying it into that bottle and I'm filling it up, it looks like water. I'm like, oh yeah, dude. Like, I'm literally going to light your ass on fire, dude. Like, I knew it. But I didn't expect him to, like, hang out and try to shove it in my face. Like, the second I lit him, if he would have tried to extinguish the oxygen, he would have been okay. And keep in mind, I'd just shown up on this crew. Like, these guys have been playing with fire forever. So, what ended up happening is, dude, I'm going to smoke, man. Because I don't like talking about this story. I don't like telling this story. What's up, mamas? So I'm going to smoke. Please excuse me. Yeah, I got hundreds. Yeah, Marlboro hundreds. The symbol of a stressed out person or a loser. Or both. Whatever you want to think. But, so that happened. I go home and I'm on parole at the time. And they take me in on some parole violation. They're just like, oh yeah, we're just going to make this up while this case is pending. So I'm sitting in like a minimum restricted prison in Colorado. And they come up and they tell me they're charging me with third degree assault. Or no, first degree assault. 10 to 30 years. 10 is the minimum. So I do my probation violation, and then I'm sitting in county jail. I bond out while I'm on parole, which is really weird in Colorado. That was like a very rare thing, but it's like, dude, we can't hold you on parole anymore. You haven't been convicted of this. So if you bond out, they set my bond for $7,000. So it's like, yeah, dude, like, you're not, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you expect. And I get out, and my former parole for spitting on the cop ends, and then I'm just dealing with my case, and I go in and I, like, my first court case there was freaking wild, right? Because I show up with like all these, like, we're all in the orange, or all on the orange jail clothes and all that, right? And we're in a court case. This is in Greeley, Colorado. We're in a we're in a courtroom, and the DAs, dude, they show up looking like the freaking Men in Black. Public defenders, It's a bunch of libtard fucking hippie chicks, like some old housewives that wear flower print, and they don't actually care about anything. So I go through my arraignment or whatever. I get my bond set. I leave, and I bond out. Now, about six months later, I gotta have a meeting. I gotta have a meeting with my lawyer. I sit down with my lawyer, and she tells me, "Oh yeah, like you're looking at 10 to 32." And if you read the statute of first degree assault, it means you did that intentionally. Dude's name is Steve. I never meant to. Dude, I'm better at playing with fire, but I never meant to hurt you. I told you I don't want to play with fire. You kept playing. I played back. And I never wanted you to get hurt. Never once in the whole history of us horse playing and fucking around on the drilling rig did I want you to get hurt. So when I'm reading the legal requirements of first degree assault, it's intentional, dude. Here's a great example of first degree assault, how Colorado would see it in whatever state you are. Let's say you made me mad. We get in an argument. I just punch you out, and then I just keep punching you, and I send you to the hospital. That's first degree assault. It's fucking terrible, dude. You won, bro. Back off. But no. We're going to charge you with this shit, bro. We're going to give you 10 to 30 years. Right? So I'm fighting it or whatever. I go to my public defender's office. I'm like, she goes, and I had just gotten out of prison, mind you. Also, too, a little bit of background. I grew up kind of like a Turpin kid. Not quite as bad, but close. And so my whole childhood, I'd been locked in a cage my whole childhood, literally. And I blame the cage for a lot of my shit. So, thank you. And so, I told that public defender, she's like, look, you want to go to trial? It's yeah, they're gonna, literally the whole point of the case is I intentionally wanted to hurt this man. I didn't. I was just horse playing, and I was just going along with the flow. If we bring 12 jurors in here, it's an oil field city, bro. They're gonna understand. Roughnecks, we play around, bro. I spent years in the oil field. I've seen some wild shit, bro. We were just playing around. I didn't mean for him to get hurt. And she goes, well, I don't want to do that. Because even if you're found guilty, you'll get 10 years. And I looked her square in her eyes. I was like, I'm done doing prison time. She goes, what does that mean? I said, if I end up with 10 years, I'm going to hit the yard. I'm going to buy myself a gram of heroin. And I ain't never done heroin before. So, I'm not doing no 10 years, bro. I'm out, dude. I'm done, dude. And she started crying, right? We left the meeting. I got a call from a whole different public defender about a month later. And he goes, what do you want? And I was like, dude, I'll do a small amount of time, and I just want to put this shit behind me. And so, yeah, my very last prison sentence was 9 months with a year of probation. And that's how all that got handled. And now they let barbarians and orcs into the Shire to commit infinite crimes, and none of these people get busted. Why is that a thing?